Hey, it's Midnight Raven, and it's True Crime with Raven Day, and today we are looking at the unknown victims. So this is a little mini series that I'm also doing in with my true crime videos, and these are bodies that were discovered and never really identified. So the case we're doing today is called the Search for Adam. So Adam wasn't this small child's name, but it was the name given to him. And you're going to hear more about his case and how the victim still remains unidentified. So, if you're new here, welcome. I'm the Midnight Raven. Let's get into this case because this is going to be a long case with lots of details that you're going to need to listen to and take in to really understand how this poor little boy lost his life and still remains unknown. So, in September 2001, the torso of a young boy dubbed Adam was found floating in the River Thames close to the Globe Theatre. The name was given to him instead of calling, obviously, the corpse a victim, unidentified, and it kind of humanizes that it was a person. So, a businessman had spotted what he believed was a mannequin floating in the Thames. The police pulled out the mannequin and it was found not to be a mannequin, but it was a decapitated, no arms, no leg body. This poor little boy had been decapitated and had both his arms and legs removed. Was this so that the body couldn't be identified? It is a way of taking away things like fingerprints that can identify you, teeth that can identify you, and it's a way of hiding the identity of the little boy. So the body had been cut up into pieces, and obviously the only piece they found in the Thames was the torso. So these missing parts, like his arms and his legs, were never found to this day. And a pair of orange shorts were the only clothing with the body. So, a disturbing case straight off the bat. So, forensics revealed that he hadn't been in the UK very long, but had been in the water for up to 10 days. The little boy was aged between 4 and 7 years old, and the cause of death was by lacerations to the throat, i.e., he had his throat slit. So, an appeal on Crime Watch would follow, where 60 calls would be called in, but none of them would lead to the identity of the boy or the killer. So, a £50,000 reward was then offered, but there came no breakthroughs either. So, this is a very hard case to solve. So, cutting edge analysis of the body was then performed to try and pinpoint the birthplace of this child to try and locate maybe some parents or a relative. So, the birthplace of this small boy was a city in southern Nigeria, a very small area of land, so maybe it would be easy to find his parents. Further forensics revealed an unusual mixture of African river clay contained in his stomach, which had gold and quartz in it. This is associated with a Nigerian voodoo ritual called juju. So, I hope I pronounced that right. So, the body had no head and no limbs. The police were convinced that the body had been a victim of a ritualistic sacrifice. The police had received a call from social services in Glasgow saying they had a woman there who was Nigerian called Joyce. She was facing losing her 2 children and during her case had been talking about a cult killing and sacrificing children. Strange, huh? An officer headed to Glasgow and found a connection between the same clothes that her children were wearing and the same clothes found on the body dubbed Adam. So, with the obscure labels kind of matching, they were concerned that maybe Joyce had more information about this supposed cult. So, the clothes were available in certain shops in Hamburg in Germany. There were a very select few shops where these clothes were available. Joyce had once lived in Germany up until 2001. Going through Joyce's phone records, they would find a man named Kingsley who lived in London. The police would go on to visit Kingsley and they would search his home. And while searching Kingsley's home, they would find an animal skull with a nail driven through its head. So this was only a skull, mind you. There was a videotape also found in the house labelled Rituals, which depicted a beheading. Now that's some funny, weird home video, I tell you. Kingsley was then arrested but later released due to lack of evidence. They found no evidence at that time connecting him to the death of Adam, and having a tape doesn't necessarily mean you're a killer. So, Kingsley was then arrested again 18 months later, where he was jailed for smuggling people from Nigeria to the UK. In jail, he had a reputation for being a man that performed the juju ceremonies for a price. He was eventually deported back to Nigeria. A social worker in Hamburg confessed seeing Joyce with a small young boy around the ages of 4 to 6 years old in the summer of 2001. Could this young boy have been Adam? A pile of Joyce's things had been left in Germany, including a photo of a young boy who Joyce told the journalist that the photo was a picture of a young child, and she gave no more details other than that. Was it Adam in the photo? Had she handed him over to Kingsley in Hamburg in Germany for him to arrive in the UK? Kingsley still denied any involvement with Joyce or knowing anything about the small boy dubbed Adam. An inquest would follow into Adam's death in 2004, revealing he had died from neck wounds. They ruled it as an unlawful killing. The body dubbed Adam was laid to rest in London in 2006. The Met Office has not closed the case and have issued a fresh appeal for any information about Adam's real identity, what happened to him, and any more details that can be given to find this poor little boy's family, to answer the questions of who killed him, and to answer the most important question of all, the name of this child. The killer still remains unidentified, and still to this day in 2022, the killer has not been found and the boy still remains unnamed. So this is the case of the unknown victim, a search for Adam. So the body was dubbed Adam just to give him a bit of humanity instead of calling it the corpse, the unidentified, the unknown child. Try to humanize a corpse of a child. So I hope you enjoyed this case. I'm sorry it's a bit of a hard-hitting one. I'm not a big fan of doing children's cases, but I did think that doing things like the Unknown Victim series is a real help to people. I can't solve this case, obviously, and a case like this can go many, many years being unidentified, especially with the kid being taken from Nigeria. Nigeria is a big place, and trying to identify one family, you never know. Forensics, DNA, one day this little boy may have a name. But he has been buried and laid to rest, and I hope that someday the questions of who killed him and for what reason can be answered. This is True Crime with Raven, and today we were doing the unknown victims, the search for Adam. This was a hard-hitting video, I know, for some people, but if you like this content, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, that would be amazing, and if you want to support the channel for the research I do into these cases, consider becoming a member for behind-the-scenes videos each week, or you can donate to PayPal, or even give me a super chat and let me know what you thought of this case. Share your comments down below about all of these cases. I have more unknown victim cases coming, so if you want to see more of them, click that notification bell so you know when these videos go up. And I will see you all very soon for another case. This is True Crime with Raven. Take care and thanks for watching. Bye, guys.